From our Rockabilly Ruckus series, stay tuned for a guitar tutorial on the iconic La Bamba. We shall be right back.
Play like a pro at String Sound Studios.
Hi, Mike Violette of String Sound Studios. In this live stream, I'm going to talk about 5 concepts that will enable you to play and make sense of the technique used in La Bamba. Again, I'm Michael Violette and String Sound Studios. Glad you tuned in again. The goal of my live streams is to be educational, entertaining, and exploratory on a variety of musical topics and styles. We are streaming to you from, well, the big ones are YouTube, Facebook. YouTube's probably the best channel: YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, and a few others like Daily Motion and DLive, a few more, a little bit more obscure things. So please subscribe, especially to our YouTube. Hit that bell for notifications. Probably the best venue to platform to watch it on, or venue, whatever you want to call it. And we also have a Vimeo channel. You might want to check that out and subscribe to that as well. Nice, crystal clear video and audio on that. So Instagram, Periscope, we're running the whole gamut here. And if anyone's listening out there, anyone can hear me, give me a wow or a like. And once again, for a better experience, try switching over to YouTube. Okay, I didn't discuss anything yet, sorry. I did say we were going to work on about 5 different concepts to help you play La Bamba, okay? And that's going to involve 1, sweep and alternate picking; 2, the use of double stops, playing arpeggios around the chords, not too many of those, but playing arpeggios around the chords, and practicing the 1-4-5 progression in the key of C major. And of course, 5, strumming correctly and getting a good tone. So let's get started. Now, when you're happy Halloween, by the way. Today's Friday, October 30th. Tomorrow's Halloween. If you're celebrating, you're going out trick-or-treating, stay safe. Don't eat too much candy. Anyway, if we're going to work on La Bamba, and we have to talk about some of the things in the intro, okay? That's probably one of the more difficult things in that, besides the solo. So today we're going to cover the intro, and we're going to cover the chords. And some of the riffs, not really the solo. 1, I haven't learned it yet, sorry. And 2, this is more from a beginning perspective, but I will revisit those things. Let's get going. Let's talk a little bit about sweep, alternate picking, double stops, all those great things that I talked about. Now, I'm gonna grab a pick now. I start off with my thumb a lot for various reasons, and I will go back and forth between my thumb and a pick. So I would think it's very, when I'm doing more left, when I want you to concentrate on my fretting hand, in this case my left hand, I will focus on using my thumb so you can see it better, you can see what I'm doing. All right, and I can zoom in because I just roll on the chair. See, isn't that cool? All right. All right, let's get going. Now, if you're playing, I'm going to do this real slow, and I don't have a backing drop. If you're playing this first lick, let's go through the first couple bars of this, all right? First of all, it starts out on a pickup measure. I didn't mention that in one of the things that will help you play it, but it is important that you understand that this is when music starts on any beat but 1. So let's start with that. We're coming in on the end of 3. And the way you should pick this, and I'll play a few notes, is you should come in on the up pick. So you start feeling that rhythm with your right hand, right? So my first note here is a G, right? It's 1, 2, 3. And then we go to the C. So you got to get that feel. You got to start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. That's how he starts it off, okay? That pickup measure is really important. Get you right into the tune. You can feel that downbeat, that 1, all right? So let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. All right, then we have, this is basically a C chord he's playing over. There's no chords in the beginning per se. There's a lot of double stops. So it's a C, and then it's going to go an F, and and then a G, that's basically the whole song. Well, let's see what he's doing on those double stop things. Now, what's a double stop? Well, for our purposes in this song, let's say it's two notes played simultaneously on adjacent strings, right? Meaning strings right next to each other. When you're doing that, it can be real tricky. It's not full chords, but people do have trouble playing double stops. Because it's not a full chord, it's not a big strum, and it's two notes at the same time, so you really got to work on that right hand. Or that, in my case, my right hand again, my picking hand, your picking hand, okay? So what we have is this double stop here. We play the C. All right, that's a single note. Here, in the beginning, okay, after the pickup, watch this. I'll just play the first riff. 1, 2, 3. Stop. Again, 1, 2, 3. So what do I got going here? Well, I did my pickup. I played the C note. You got that, hopefully. Now, what we do is, I'm not forming a full C chord. I'm just playing the 4th string, as you can see, with my 2nd finger, and I'm going to utilize that with the open, okay? With the open 3rd string. Then open D. And you go to an F double stop. Comes out of this chord, which is playing the 2 lower notes of that F chord. So on my F chord, I have this. Let's take a look. See that? This is my F chord. Playing a full chord. So I have this again. 1, 2, 3. So after that C note, it's down, picking hand. Picking hand would do this. I would play down, right, on the E, G, this is an E, 4th string, and 3rd string, up on the D, back to the F, F chord, and then this. Let's take a little bit more look at the left hand, okay? So let's zoom in here a little bit. See how I'm playing those? And again, I'm using my thumb because when I have the pick, it obscures the strings. So I'm using my thumb and I'm doing this close together so you can see everything. I think this is the best way to do it after shooting videos and instructional things, okay? Watch. 1, 2, 3. Go to this F chord. Hear that? And open. So we have a lot of double stops. We have the 4th string here, okay? Double stops. Open 4th. 4th string again on the F chord. Then I have this 2nd and 3rd string, 3rd string, 2nd string. You can see that? See that? Then open. And that would be my G chord. That's my first riff. Let's take a look at that again. So those are your notes, and I'm going to play that with the pick. Again, you want to be able to see both right and picking hand and fretting hand. Okay? You can work on them a little bit separately, maybe doing your thumb, then going over to the pick. Okay? So let's try that again from the beginning. 1, 2, 3. Remember that G is open G and B. All right, let's move over to the second riff. Now we talked a little bit about the double stops. We talked about alternate picking. And I did say one of the concepts we're doing will be sweep picking. So I did do some alternate picking there. Let's talk about sweep picking and what that is, all right? Not too much in here, but there's some. And what you have here is an arpeggio, meaning the breakup of a chord, okay? It's not a full G chord. You can play the notes of a G chord separately, some of them, and you're going to sweep that. My next riff is this. That comes in on the end of one, so we're going to go like this. So if you take a look, I have this, G, sorry, then B, then D. See, you see my thumb here? I'll get a little closer here. So that's the lower end of your G chord, right? If you know the G chord, this is the G chord, or one way to play it. I'm playing this in first position, okay? 3, 2, 1 is my finger. So there's 3, there's 2, and then open. And you just sweep across with your pick. Then we're gonna land right back on that F chord. See that? So I'm playing strings 4 and 3. Just the lower 2 notes of the F chord in this position. There's your full F chord. Well, that's it with the capo up there. So that you want to target that. Let's talk about targeting that. Let's go to that. Ready? This comes in on the end of 1. This is a little bit syncopated. Okay? Where in the second bar of the tune, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now we got a G chord. Excuse me, C chord. Open D. Is this really a C chord? The harmonic activity there is played all over F, but you can think of this as, wow, that's my C chord like from before. Let's say we're playing a C chord, a baby C chord, in the context of an F chord, okay? Then I go to my C. So let's listen to that again. Open to an open, open 4th string. Then I go to a C, and that's what I'm targeting. Now let's try that with a pick. 3, 4, 1. Again, 2, 3, 4. Drag the pick. Notice when I pick, on my double stops, I'm using down up picking. You have to practice that, like, get used to that. Yeah, I see a lot of people that are playing everything all down. That sounds very forced. If you want to play this quick and get a good snap to it, you probably should use alternate picking and sweep picking and all these little things I'm discussing in the introduction. All right? All right, we're going to take it from the edge, meaning the beginning, and I'm going to target all the way to that C. Then I'll show you the last riff of the introduction. We're going to do it really slow. I'm going to do it with the pick. Listen and practice slow. 1, 2, 3. Then I go right back to my C. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Do it from the beginning. Watch from the beginning so you can watch all the hands and everything else. 1, 2, 3. Remember, practice this in segments. It's kind of one big long phrase to there, but you could split the phrase up like I'm doing. That's how you should practice this. 1, for example, go like this. I'm going to practice this. This is, you sit down one day and say, okay, I'm going to play the first riff. If you have more practice time, then you get that, you're competent at that, then go to the next riff. But you should not try to play through the whole thing, especially in the beginning stage. It depends on, you know, what level you're on. Some of you are going to be able to go, oh, that's pretty good. I could get that in a half hour, an hour, or even less, all right? Or I could just read it, and you should learn how to read music. because that's going to help you play and understand all those rhythms. All right? Well, let's try this again from the beginning. 1, 2, 3. So you should practice it. Let me go back. Okay, let me go back, and you should practice something like this, like what I was teaching you. 1, 2, 3. Stop. You do it again and again. You get that in your memory. You go 1, 2, 3. Then you just start. It starts becoming in your motor memory. And you don't even have to think about it. It's like you're talking as you're playing. Then you go to the next phrase. What did Mike say to do? Well, Mike said to probably sweep pick. Okay. Realize what chords you're playing. This is a constant C, F, G. In the intro, C, F, G, F, C. Kind of does that for the intro. All right. So let's take a look. Let's continue all the way up. Well, let's practice this again, okay, from here. And the second phrase, let's say, would be this. So first phrase is, oh, I'm good at that now. What's the next one? Go. And just stop and go back to the beginning. When you get that, then you start up on that third phrase, let's say. So let's do that. All right. That's based off a C and an F and a G chord. G chord being at the very last half beat of the end of 4. So we started off on a C chord. This point, I'm going up to my, second and third string. Starting out on the C, then I have this. So this is off the C chord. E, open D, to the F, but more of a fuller F. You can hold this all down. I'm lifting it up to show you. So I have this, that last riff. This comes right in on 1, 4. Again, you have the F chord. This F. So let's put it down. Let's watch with the thumb. 3, 4. Right. Notice the sequence. I start out, I'm on my third, and my fourth and third string. Then, still there, play that F chord. Then I go to my second string and I play 2, 1. Sorry, it's only twice there. And then back to the open. So let's take a look at that again. 3, 4. And that's your whole intro. So if I play it from the beginning, let's take a listen. 1, 2, 3. Plays like a G chord again after that riff on beat 1, then the melody comes in. Well, I'm going to do that in 1 second. So let's take a listen with the pick. Remember, you want to practice this really slow. You want to take it in a little bit at a time, take the segments. Hopefully you're understanding everything. If you're not, shoot me an email and let me know what's giving you some trouble. All right, let's try from the beginning. 1, 2, 3. One more time, then we'll talk about the chords. 1, 2, 3. Good. That's your intro. Then comes the melody, then comes the chords. So I'll play a little. We're going to go like I did in the beginning. One more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, let's go into the chords now. So the melody comes in on that break as you listen to the song. Band in, right? Let's take a look at our chords. We got 3 chords and a riff in there that they do in the chorus. And I've watched some people teach this on YouTube. Not that they're bad. They never teach you that riff, though, in the chorus, which, once you get the intro down, is pretty simple. It's very similar to that. But we're going to talk about that, too. All right, let's talk about the chords, because the whole progression is mostly what we called in one of the topics we're looking to discuss tonight. One of the aims we're looking to achieve is practicing a 1-4-5 progression in the key of C major. So, quick review, we did sweep, we did alternate picking on the intro. We did the use of double stops. We also played some arpeggios. Going back, what's an arpeggio? Let me review that term. When you're playing the G chord, you were just kind of outlining the chord. So, there's your arpeggio. It's playing the notes independently of a chord. They don't necessarily have to be in theoretical order, right? But this is, pretty arpeggiated. So, all right, let's go to the chords. First chord, C chord, first position. Remember, kind of more of a beginning lesson here, beginning to early intermediate on this tune. Going to show you the way I like to play this with the right hand and the left hand combined. Now, you're going to have a C, right? This is a full C chord. I like playing the bass note instead of going. Right? I like playing the bass note, hitting the chord, hitting the F chord, then syncopated. Okay, we're going to play that G on the upbeat and tie it over. So you're going to go like this. Watch. With the thumb, let's do that first. Bass note C, then I have this. So it's just 1, 2, 1. Here's my C chord. There's another arpeggio. E. See it? Let's take a look at that C chord. Right? You see it like that? E, open G, C here. Okay. That's your C chord. You have the bass note. Strum it. Now let's talk about strumming correctly. You strum, you can play through the whole chord, starting up a little bit higher. Okay? Don't rest the pick when you play with the pick. We don't want to rest it on the string here, okay? And do this. In other words, we don't want to rest it. I see this all the time. Rest it on the string and roll off. You have to start a little bit higher than that string. Can we see this up here? A little bit higher than that string and play through it. We don't want to do this on the down pick and this on the up pick. You want to play through that string, get a good grip. Notice how I hold the pick. I call this Johnny Smith style. A lot of people call it Johnny Smith style. Okay? It's kind of like the talking hand thing here. Let's get in focus. See that? So I like holding the pick like this. See that part? See that? All right. You want to hold the pick like that. Go look up who Johnny Smith was. Great way to hold the pick. I do fan my hand out. I don't always hold it like this. I play with pick and fingers as well. And just pure finger style. But let's talk about that. Let's go back to the chords. Now I'm going to go back to my thumb. So we have this. C chord. Now to my F chord, which if you did the intro, you should already know, right? So I got 2 F. Not doing any down picking. I'm trying to show you with my thumb the left hand sequence, all right? Here's my F. See that? Those are the notes of the F chord. Right, again, if you practice the intro, you should know the F chord. So I have this. Then just a simple open G. So we can play the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Then you can play a big G after that. chords. Let's take a look. We're going to discuss the rhythm a little more. On the and of 4, you're going to come in on the G, but let's just listen to this a minute. Back up so you can see this. 3, 4. Okay, so my rhythm is 1, 2, 3 and 3 and. Sorry, I'm getting that major 7th in there. Giving the open A, I don't want to do that. On the F chord, and then up again on the G, meaning these 3 strings. And tie it over. So I got this. 1, 2. Notice on B4, I just put that and I stop the chord because I want to get a strong 1. So let's do it really slow. 3, 4. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Notice I come in on the and, okay, of 1. So I play this G chord on the and of 4 in the first bar. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Look the strumming correctly. Big swings, not overly huge. But again, you don't want to get into the habit of resting on the strings. I see this all the time. People start rattling. Okay? You have to hold the pick correctly. Hold it firm. Right? The talking hand. Right? There's the talking hand. Put the pick in there. Like this. Right? See that? There's your talking hand. You put the pick in there, and you got to get some bigger swings. Learn, don't be afraid if you're hitting some unnecessary strings. That you'll learn how to control that as you go. I'd rather you do this and not be I'd rather you be more aggressive, put it that way, more passive. Oh, go like this, you know. You get this snap. Now, this is interesting, okay? When I play single note, I tend to close up my hand. That gives you a really good tone. And I do that on chords also, but a lot of times, depends if I'm playing a little funky, what kind of style, I open up a little bit. So I'm constantly going like this, or loosening my hand a little bit, okay? Because chords, I'm a little bit looser, see that? Watch my hand. I always do that. I just feel, I can do this. Okay? So it's harder to get a wrist action into it, in my view, when you're closed. What I'm telling you is you want to work from your arm, okay? Your elbow picking. Okay? So if you're playing the riff, okay? And then when I do chords, I'm a little bit looser, okay? I'm using a combination of wrist and arm. That gets a good flow. It gets strumming correctly. It doesn't get too much of a harsh tone. Right? It's not too heavy-handed. That's me. I like the whole elbow thing when I'm strumming chords. So I do a combination of both. And one of the ways you want to look, it's like shaking water off your hand. You got to get that feel when you're strumming chords. Okay? So I'm not saying these things are etched in stone. Like I said, to always hold the pick like this and always. For a beginner, yes, really work on that down-up picking from your elbow. Work a lot of single note exercises, and then you'll get it going. So you have to be able to switch gears, right? And I really, if you're a beginner, right, or even if you're not, really focus on holding that pick better. Okay, you don't want to do this stuff. Get my thumbs, and we do that for certain sounds, guitarists, right? But novice, hold that pick Johnny Smith style and look him up again, right? Greatest thing I ever did when I studied with my instructor, Peter Rogine. Changed my whole picking. Hope Peter Pete's doing all right down there in Florida. All right. Let's take it again from the chord. So watch. Stop, sorry. See my right hand? Okay. So C chord. F, down up. G, just the inner strings here. 2, I strum it 2, 3, 4. Then I come back with a big G chord. 2. Notice my right hand is working with the rhythm. I'm coming in on the upbeat in between 1 and 2, right? And I start with an up. 2. So you take a listen. Let's do it slow. 3, 4. Let's talk about that riff of the chorus, which I just played. Right? The chords keep going on and on. It's C, F, G, da da da, G, 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 C, F, G. Right? What is that riff they do in the chorus? Well, it's very similar to the beginning introduction riffs, right? And it's played off of the G chord. So what you want to do is you want to play the C, F. Now on the end of 1, and if you play the chords rhythmically like I'm playing, you're going to have an easier time playing that riff. So I have this. Sorry. I messed it up, didn't I? Sorry. 3, 4 again. Okay, let's take a look. So let's slow it down and analyze it. Play the C chord, go to the F, everything's the same. I play that G on the end of 4. But what happens is on the end of 1, rather than hit that big G chord, I do this riff. So you can sweep pick this. It's a G. There's my arpeggio again. It's the G. G, B, D. Go to an F. So, okay. I don't believe in the chorus the overall harmonic activity is a F chord. He's just playing that riff based off an F. It's all a G, but that'll work. It kind of makes it like a G7. So, arpeggio, go to the F. 2 Fs, hit. E, D, back to the C. And you practice that over and over. So when you go to practice a song, you practice the chorus a little bit separate. You practice the verse, practice the chorus separately, do that over and over instead of playing the whole tune, getting to the chorus and doing that. You do that once you get it down, then you can play through the whole song, right? So you say, well, now I got the intro, I got the verses, now I'm going to work on the chorus. So you go. Drums, back. Okay, so they have that break there, I believe, each time after the chorus, and it's kind of like the intro. All right, so we discussed sweep and alternate picking, use of double stops, playing arpeggios, practicing a 1-4-5 progression in the key of C major. Remember, we're in the key of C. Okay? And the key of C, let's say it's based on a C scale. So a 1-4-5 progression. Let's say C, D, E, F is my 4 chord, right? G is my 5 chord. So that's where we're talking about when musicians talk, hey, it's a 1-6-2-5, a 1 this. We talk in numbers, 1-4-5, because we do have to transpose it to a different key. We know what the progression is. So that's something you need to kind of work on and get familiar with all your keys. It'll just help you play and get familiar with a lot of theory. All right? So we're practicing that and strumming correctly, getting a good tone. As I discussed, big sweeps on the chords. Okay, try not to rest on the strings and rattle off. All right, get a little bit bigger sweep using your wrist along with your elbow while you play. All right. Thanks for joining us. And your homework, of course, is to work on. That'll be the day. Now, work on La Bamba. All right, that's what we're working on. And join me next week for another song in our Rockabilly Ruckus series. I'm not going to tell you what that is because I'm not quite sure yet either. All right, so your homework again is to work on La Bamba, work on all these different concepts that I discussed. Please sign up for my Play Like a Pro video courses. We have a pure beginning guitar course, beginning blues course, medium, midway blues guitar course, that's what I call it. And I got a ukulele course up there as well. Send feedback via String Sound Studio's website right here on the chat box and let me know what musical topics you would like me to do. Please follow us on all the social media. And great, and thanks for joining us. I know you're out there. Some people are out there, and they didn't bother me. I was talking. You can bother me, ask me questions, say hi, all that. I love when people chime in and ask me things. Of course, related to this. That would be nice. All right, so have a good night. Happy Halloween. Stay safe out there, and God bless America. It's a great place. And keep pushing. And God bless the whole world if you're watching from anywhere else. See you later. Have a good day. Huh? Bye.
Play like a pro at String Sound Studio.